Okay, so good afternoon to everyone. My name is AMELIA JELANI. So I'm currently teaching at SK KUALA BARAM Miri. So today I'm going to present an action research titled The Use of Big Book in Improving Reading Comprehension of Year 2 Pupils. So this is my abstract with the keywords Big Book, Improve and also Reading Comprehension. So for my teaching and learning reflection, why I do this research is because I found out that pupils communicate with each other using Malay language. They also answer questions using Malay language fully and partially. Fully is like when I ask question, what happened to the goose in the end of the story? So the pupils will answer fully in Bahasa Melayu or Malay language like dia mati cikgu. Or partially is like some of the intermediate and also high proficiency English level pupils, they will answer, the goose mati cikgu, because they cannot find the exact words or the vocab to answer the question. So they might fully or also partially answer my questions in Malay language. Next, some of them do not understand the questions in English. So I need to explain in English first. At first, I use English to explain, but when they still do not understand, so I will translate the questions and also answers in their mother tongue or usually in Malay language. And based on my observation, when they do their reading comprehension, especially during the pre-test, the students or pupils, they are very reluctant and then they show no confidence when they answer the question because they do not even understand what the story is talking about, and then the questions and also the answers. They do not know how, they know how to read, but they do not know what is needed from the question. So they do not know how to locate the answers from the text. As I mentioned in the next one, face difficulties when locating answers in the text. So this research focused on the use of Big Book to improve pupils' reading comprehension because most people are still incompetent and face difficulties in understanding or comprehending the text. And also most of the learners find reading and comprehending text in English difficult due to lack of exposure in the language. Like most of the schools in Malaysia, they use Bahasa Melayu or Malay language as a medium of communication. So they do not use English that often. They only use English during the English lessons only. So outside of the classroom, when they play with their friends or at home, they do not communicate using English. So that is the problem. That's why I need to use Big Book, try to improve their reading skill. So this research objective, there are two, general and also specific. So generally, to improve Year 2 pupils' reading comprehension using Big Book, and specifically to help enhance and improve Year 2's intermediate and also low English proficiency pupils in their comprehending the reading text with the use of the intervention, which is the Big Book. So the target group for this research is were the Year 2 pupils, which is the lower primary pupils. They are consist of both intermediate and also low English proficiency pupils. So based on the pre-test conducted, there are 4 respondents chosen. So the problem review, okay, I use 2 instruments, there are reading comprehension test and also observation. So for the reading comprehension test consists of 2 pre-test and also post-test. Pre-test to differentiate pupils' achievements in reading comprehension, and for the post-test to show any improvement in reading comprehension after the use of the intervention, which is the Big Book. So the test for both pre and post-test consists of 1 narrative text, which is in fable, the genre fable stories, and it consists of 5 WH multiple choice questions, which are what, who, when, where, and why. And then the time allocated for pupils to answer the reading comprehension is 15 minutes. So the problem analysis, there are 4 respondents chosen. They are both intermediate and also low proficiency pupils. And based on the marks collected and marked, I chose those who scored 79 marks and below in their pretest. And then other than using the marks from the pretest, I also use observation, which sensitive pupils when they do their pretest in reading comprehension. They keep on sighing, they keep on saying susahnya cikgu even before when they even start reading the text, because they see a lot of words in a text, so they feel this interest, feel unmotivated, and not really confident when answering the reading text. So some of them even afraid of making mistakes because yeah, maybe they were scared I will get angry, or maybe I really not sure, but yeah. But most of the pupils are very afraid of making mistakes. Yeah. And so for the research model I use in this research is Chemist and Target Action Research Model 2000, which consists of I involve two cycles. The first cycle is first I identify the issue, and then I plan using the pretest to identify the respondents. Then I act and observe using the big book. So there are three stages: pre-reading, rereading, and also post-reading. Pre-reading, usually I tell the story. Rereading is when pupils involve themselves in the reading comprehension. Is like when they reread the story, they retell the story in their own words. And then for the post-reading, there are two activities. One is group activity, when they do in activity in group, sequence the pictures and also the sentence correctly based on the story learned. And then they will do the reading comprehension worksheet. So after they do the reading comprehension worksheet, I will mark and then analyze the marks. So I will reflect. So best for the first cycle, I realized that the reading facts I gave to the students were too compact, too many words, because they complained to me. They still unable to understand, and also the choice of answers given were too similar and then very confusing for them. So for the second cycle, I modified the reading comprehension worksheet, make it the reading text more simple for them to understand, simple and direct, and also the reading text make it the questions and also the answers. I make it simple and also not so confusing for them to understand, but it involves the high order thinking level. Okay, for the data analysis, after I conduct pre and also the post test. So the intervention, I use it for 4 days, Wednesday, Thursday, and also Friday. So after that, I conduct post test. So based on the data I collected, so for the pre-test, most of them, the average score is 30. But after the use of intervention, which is the big book, they scored 90, which is a very big gap between them. And also the mode, there is no mode because there are four different scores: 0, 20, 40, and also 60. So for the post test, that this is the marks are by model, because for the respondents, both of them scored 80 and another two scored 100. So the median is the same as the average, the mean, which is pre-test is 30 marks and then post-test is 90 marks. So yeah, this is the results collected and analyzed. So for the reflections, I can say that Big Book really helps pupils in comprehending and understanding the reading text, because the Big Book is very big, and then it has a lot of illustrations. The pictures are very colorful, big, and easy for them to understand. The texts are also very simple and also very direct. It's very appropriate for them to understand and to know the story better. And then it also helps to develop pupils' motivation to learn and read. And lastly, increase pupils' participation in the lesson. At first, the respondents, when they do their group works and also answer some question when during the pre-reading stage, they were very, I can say that, very reluctant, like because they are not used to and not really sure what they should do, or yeah, very don't not confident in involving themselves in this reading activity. But after few, I think the third day, third day, they were like very motivated. Like when they do reading, sequencing group work, sequencing the pictures and also sentences, they were very active. Like usually, the high proficiency pupils were the ones who instructed instructed them to you must put this first, then followed by this picture and sentence. But this time the tables are turned around. So the low proficiency pupils and the intermediate ones are the ones who arrange, sequence, and do. So the high proficiency pupils, they just check the answers. They only monitor. So it is very a good achievement, a very good result behavior from the very positive behavior from the pupils, from the respondents. So for the suggestions for the next research, the use of people as one of the teaching method in class. So other than traditional teacher-centered learning, we can use big book to gain interest from the students. And also people can be applied in other language class, not necessarily in English class, but also in Chinese or Tamil or also Malay language class. So the study of big book towards reading comprehension can be conducted with different primary pupils. Not necessarily year 2, but it can be year 1 until year 6, or maybe it can be used in secondary schools. Why not? So the use of big book can be carried out towards different language skills. So other than reading skills, we can use it on listening, speaking, and also writing, or maybe in language art for English. And then lastly, the use of reading text, different reading text in a big book. So not necessarily like narrative story type of text. We can use it in different like information text, or if stories, we can use it not fable, maybe fantasy, yeah, and so on. So for the summary, I can conclude that the use of the book does improve the reading comprehension among year 2 pupils. And this is the reference I use in this presentation. For then, I end my presentation. Thank you.